All right, let's just jump right into this. I'm going to do this in 7 minutes. Started the timer right now. So, I was thinking, like, I want to really try to do a few videos a day. It's really fun. Um, and man, I've been getting such incredible feedback from many of you guys saying how this is reminding you of the good old days and how you guys are being inspired. And that's what it's about, man. And I just got really, motivated. And it feels funny to me that, these types of things, these types of moments in my life usually have to surface during, I was trying to say two words at the same time, during something cataclysmic, like whether for the good or for the worse. So I remember one time I had, um, my son, he had a car accident. So then I worked my ass off to be able to help out with that. And then I had my brain tumor, and then I had to pay off my medical bills. And then I had, you know, lots of babies, and babies get sick, and babies need stuff. So it's just, there's just always something that made me work a little extra hard. And, I always felt that I was just kind of chasing forever. And only until recently have I felt that maybe I got some hold finally on what's going on. And then, life threw me another challenge, which is um, the passing of my close friend. And I'm kind of far, and I can't really go see them, and it's affecting me. It's treating me a certain kind of way. And I was like, I'm going to start streaming again. I'm going to just start streaming. I'm going to start doing videos again. Um, it all started off with the stream, and I did that, and it just reminded me of what my buddy Rob kind of stood for. He was a big fan of like community. He was a big fan of like getting artists together and talking and chatting. And so, yeah, I just started doing this again. And it's just interesting how life does that, right? Sometimes you're just cruising along, minding your own business, and then life's like, psych, dude, you're gonna have to do some important things. And and then there's just another challenge that just occurred, and it's just like, wow, how the planets just seem to always align, kind of wake me up. And I just wanted to kind of say, like, I very much am very proud and very happy to be contributing positively to many of you guys who are watching these videos. And there's been lots of incredibly positive feedback. And like I said in the previous one, I've been getting a lot of great messages. Um, but it's really motivating, and it's therapeutic even for myself. Like, this is incredibly healthy for me. And I said to myself, I want to do a couple videos every day. Maybe on the weekdays I do this, but the weekends I don't. Just because the weekends seems reasonable not to do that, but at least one video every day, regardless. And I was like, ah, man, I don't know what I can talk about. I don't know what I should do. I don't know what I've done streams where I'm like, I don't know. I just got to stay consistent. But it's like, well, let me just make a new rule. I do this with my students a lot. I have like something where I call changing the qualifier. So I'll just change the qualifier. It's like, okay, if I'm trying to aim for two videos, and although from what I can tell, these speed paintings, these really quick, like, hey, I'm gonna try to do this thing in a short amount of time, just don't nearly do well as kind of a more longer kind of vlogs, where I just talk and walk through stuff. I got 2 more minutes to wrap this up. Let's do it. Let's wrap this up. Don't give this guy feet. Let's just make him have some sharp toesies. Um, yeah, like what ends up happening is that if I have the qualifier of like just doing these in case I have nothing to think about and just practice, because I always am trying to practice something. and just turn something, basically turn my day into or my video into a practice session, then I'll have something to talk about or something to draw. And yeah, that just kind of woke me up. It's like, yeah, like what am I doing? I just talked about how these algorithms are out to get us. And I'm like looking at the numbers and I'm like, wow, dude, look how powerful this is. It's like really drawing me in, you know? And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna make a video that I know isn't as quote unquote successful as some of the other content I make, but I don't really care. I'm just trying to get out here. And it's more about the effort that I think matters to a lot of people. People see this and they're like, oh yeah, this is kind of what he was talking about. And I am a person who does a lot of the things that I give advice towards. And when it comes to like YouTube, I just never really cared for it. Mainly because I had a lot of other stuff going for me. It just didn't seem like something I really cared to do as like a job. And that has stayed true. But what I really care about doing though is just doing this every day as almost like an exercise that I used to treat my daily sketches, my lunch sketches that I would do. Yeah, like a daily video. This will keep me honest with myself to do new and cool stuff. If I have things to talk about, I'll talk about them. If I don't, I'll just not stress it. I'll just do some studies. And if I run out of things to talk, then I'll have a lot of studying to do, you know? And if I have something to talk about, then I'll have a lot of talking to do. I got 26 seconds. It's turning out great. And see, look, I was just about to wrap it up. I was like, look, I did one video. That should be okay. I'm all right. I need to go to sleep, which is still true. I'm going to go to sleep pretty soon. But I'm actually incredibly happy that I did this. One thing that I was noticing about a lot of the stuff I was drawing is like, I should try to draw more dynamic stuff just because I like doing that anyway. And I just have no excuse to do it for my current jobs. All right, that's good. All right. Stop it. Pencils down. And I think I can start wrapping up my images within 7 to 8 minutes. This was a 7-minute drawing. And so I'm going to stay here. I'm going to see if I can keep getting faster and better within the 7-minute mark. But yeah, like, you know, if my goal is to just show up every day with something, and if my goal is to share knowledge that I think is worth hearing, that might not be your typical bite-sized type of knowledge, then, you know, I just need to do it. And I have about like 10 other things I can talk about. I think what threw me off was like I already did a talk today, and I'm literally just got done doing work for myself. I just finished a job, and so I was like, oh man, I'm feeling so tired. So I was like, maybe I should sleep. But like I said earlier, now I could do this quick sketch. What's 7 minutes? And then I'll probably talk a little bit more over, which I am doing now. I was like probably going to lead up to like a 10-minute video at most. And yeah, I'm looking at this image and I'm already like, I can make some big changes still. I could do some cool stuff here and there. I think I can make some improvements. I already have some ideas. But I do like it, and I think it turned out cool. And I think for those of you who are watching, again, we'll get a lot of value of just watching me paint. I do a lot of tutorials. I do a lot of educational content that's a little bit more hands-on. But this is still very useful, because I remember when I was starting out, there was very little of this type of stuff. And if there was anything that I could watch, or if I just could see a painting in somebody's sketches, like even if it wasn't in motion, I would love to analyze it and observe it. So at the very least, providing this content for people will have something to dissect. So anyway, I'm happy I did this sketch. This sketch turned out great. How funny. I was not even in the mood. I was just like ready to go to sleep. And now I'm like looking at this and like, oh dude, I can't wait to share this, see how people react. And be like, 7 minutes, y'all. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. I'm going to go to bed now.